Alright guys, hello and welcome to HRL Season 11 here. This is going to be the second race of the season, and this is a much anticipated race, I think, for a lot of the drivers, and I think pretty much the reason for that is it's not a GP, so these guys have just been racing GPs, for pretty much like 3 months or so. Of course, we had the Blast from the Past tourney and the Elimination tourney where we got a little bit of variety in there, but this is the first sanctioned HRL race that is not a GP race in a while. So I'm sure all the drivers are going to be pretty happy about that. Do a little overview of the track quick. This track is Holy Gardens SX, which is kind of like a reimagining of a Halo 4 track by X-Rains, I believe, Botanical Gardens, which was not his best track in my opinion. X-Rains, a lot of great tracks, but I'm just being honest here. Like, not a big fan of Botanical Gardens, but I do think this remake is an improvement, to be sure. And should be a lot more fun, a lot better action here than there was on that track, because that track was just kind of conky in my opinion. Yeah, it just doesn't when you have legendary tracks like Prison Yard and Audacity and stuff like that, it just, the Botanical Gardens kind of gets forgotten about. So yeah, I mean, like, it's not even a bad track on its own. It's just not the greatest by X-Rain standards, which are pretty high standards. So that's kind of how it goes. Just my opinion, though. A lot of people, I'm sure, like that track. So we go through the overview here. Track lap time's about a minute, I believe. Maybe I could get the track map up on screen here, because I know those take a lot of work. So show that so you guys can see that. Boom, boom, boom. There's the track map. Wait, why does it look so weird? Interesting. I don't know why it's conked, but there you go. There's like half a track map. All right. So going into this race, it is going to be, let me check here, 22 lap feature here. I'll go over the results. I'm not going to be doing the heats or the LCQ, but there was an LCQ. There was 19 entries into this race. And let's go through the heat results. So heat number 1, just not going to go through the starting order or anything, just going to go straight to the results. Luke ends up taking heat number 1 with Roman in 2nd, Opix in 3rd, Turkey in 4th, Elite in 5th. So we get on the list here, Vulcan in 6th, Virus in 7th, Ferret in 8th, Puma in 9th, and Commando rounding out that heat in 10th. Man, 10-man heat. That is insane. That's what you love to see. All right, so second one, we have Ump taking the win there, Detail 2nd, Real Deal 3rd. Going through it, Slaunch 4th, Camby 5th, Shift 6th, Sector 7th, and Hunter 8th, Fury 9th. So there you go, there's the results for that heat, and that's going to send... Oof, I did not mean to slam my desk like that. Rip my knee. That's going to put some people in the LCQ. Ooh, do we have an LCQ finish results there? Well, off the top of my head, LCQ results. The people that got through in the LCQ were Hunter won it, Justin Sector got 2nd. I believe 3rd ended up going to... Might have went to Commando in the LCQ. I don't see the result. It might have went to Commando. It doesn't matter. I think 4th in the LCQ went to Virus. And then Ferret, Puma, and technically Fury got 5th, 6th, and 7th in the LCQ. And those are the spots that got, unfortunately, conked. So they were out for the race. So, unfortunately, those guys were not able to make the cut. Rip Aroni. F in chat for them. Okay, so that's going to put us up here to our starting order for the feature. Let's get right into it. Like I said, 22-lap race here on Holy Gardens. Outside gate to inside gate, we're going to have Luke, Detail, Camby. Oh, I'm already getting conked. Hold on. There's a lot of white people in this field, and it's going to get confusing. All right, that's Vulcan. He changed his colors from last week. Elite, Real Deal, Opix, Roman, Ump, Turkey, Slaunch, Shift, Hunter, Virus, Sector, and Commando. Well, that got a lot easier. Thanks for the F. All right, so we're lined up here. Gate is ready to drop. As soon as the gate drops, we're going green. This start is going to be crucial. If I had to give a key to the race, I'd say this is 100% the key to the race here. Whoever gets a really good start here, not necessarily the whole shot, but I think a good start's going to be important. Let's see what happens. Going to drop any second now. And for the first Supercross race of this season, we are green. Oh, it looks like Opix with a really good jump. I'm going to call him on the whole shot immediately. The drivers kind of file in there. Oh, getting tight there in that first corner. And, yeah, you can see Opix definitely got the whole shot there. But 3 drivers. Looks like Opix, Slaunch, and Luke really get away from the pack on the start. And then this mid-pack is just insane. Coming into the whoops now, it's going to be, looks like Luke took the lead from Opix. Opix still holding on to that second place position, and now Detail approaching the podium fight. Trying to get involved there. Look at, I got to watch this freaking pack, though. Look at this pack right now. And this is why I was saying the start was super important on this track. Just look at how congested this is. You do not want to be anywhere near that pack. Like, these top 4 drivers are off with a massive advantage. Even Ump and Elite right there, like, they're in a really good spot. Turkey goes down. Oh, Detail trying to make a move. Unfortunately, Slaunch almost gets cheesed, but somehow saves it. That was really close. Nice battle there for third. Ump has now found his way into the top 5, it looks like. So we go through here, and leading the first lap down at Holy Gardens is going to be Luke with Opix still holding on to second, Detail third, Slaunch fourth, and Ump in fifth, and then it's just craziness behind him. I think we should watch this front for just a little bit here, because I'm kind of curious to see. Oh, Detail's going to mess that up. That's going to put Slaunch back into third. I kind of want to see how long Opix can hold on to this top spot, because Opix did have a pretty good heat race, had a really good start. I think well, I'm not sure who got whole shot in the other heat, but he got whole shot in the first heat, and he gets it here as well, which is going to give him a bonus point, by the way. I believe bonus point for whole shot this season, so that's going to help Opix out a little bit points-wise. And obviously, aside from the bonus point, like, just getting this good of a start, Opix doesn't consider himself too strong on Supercross. Like, this is really going to help his performance here, because he might be going backwards, but it's not going to be as bad as if he, like, started 9th or something like that. So this is a huge start for him. So Slaunch is able to get by him, now settle into second, but Opix still holding on to that podium spot, and you can see Ump is approaching pretty rapidly. And let's get a good look on the rest of the order. I think that's already Vulcan there, Elite, Real Deal, Roman. Damn, you have some fast drivers still congested in the back here. Kind of stuck there. So I think there's a lot of good battles to happen. Opix going to run the berm, Detail going for the inside. This could get interesting here. Oh, really nice run there for Detail. Kind of cases off on the step off there. That was kind of weird. But I'm thinking, yeah, I was going to say, Detail should take the third place spot. They're going to hold on to the podium. That was, holy shit. That was a really unfortunate crash for Ump. That could have been terrible. I can't believe he didn't get stuck right there. So, a pretty decent recovery considering how bad that could have been. Like, that could have been race ending right there for Ump. So, a solid save. Remember the team battle. It's also a factor here. Ump, part of team Nice Yes. We got Vulcan on that team here too. And that is Vulcan, yeah, I believe, yeah, that is Vulcan there moving into fourth. And a battle right there between Ump and Opix. Ump trying to recover his 5th place spot. And then we just got crazy battles here. We got Elite that's kind of falling back. Roman and Real Deal are trying to get up to the top 5. And this is a big race for Real Deal, I would say. Like I said, I think, oh, shat. I think he's one of the championship contenders. And I think one of his weaknesses, or his weakness, I would say, is Supercross. So, like, this is going to be huge for him. Like, he really needs this win. Or, sorry, not win, but he really needs, like, a good finish here. Damn, Real Deal probably just got super yard right there when I said win, and then he was like, aw. So, a little update at the front. And it looks like it could be getting pretty close here. Potential battle for the lead. Oh, my God. The top 5 is just insane, too. We're definitely going to see a lot of battles throughout this race. Definitely a battle track. Oh, man. That's Justin right there in front of Roman. How is Roman back that far? He's off to a rough start here. After Roman had a really good start to his season, I would say, on Dillian. You'd expect him to come here in Holy Gardens, his own track, and really, you know, continue that momentum, but he's off to a really, really slow start. Now, a couple sections away, Luke's able to stretch that gap a bit more on Slaunch than it was before. Third place is Detail. He's got a bit of ground to make up there. We got Ump and Vulcan here, teammates. So hopefully a clean pass between the two. Because Nice Yes, I gotta say, if we're talking team battle for this race, they are already in the best position. You do have, to be fair, you do have 2 We Are Not Elite members in 2nd and 3rd, so that's pretty good. But Nice Yes has 1st, 4th, and 5th. That is crazy. That is really good. And remember, these guys, especially with Fireball out, Fireball is a key component to that team. So if they're able to come in here with their fourth and take a team win on SX, that is a pretty big statement. So that could be huge. With Fireball potentially coming in next week as well. So that'll be hype. That'll definitely be a storyline going into that race. Oh, man. Rough first shift right there. All right, things are starting to settle out a little bit here. So there's Luke, Slaunch, and Detail still top three. Let's kind of get an order now. Ump in fourth. We have a battle for fifth here. Let's watch this. This looks pretty hot. We got Vulcan, Real Deal, and Opix. Fifth, sixth, and seventh. And Opix, that is unfortunate. Really good start. Already fallen back to seventh. And plenty of time left in this race as well. So I'm sure he did not want to fall back that far this quickly, but there is a ton of time left in the race. Look at how gap this is. I think Detail and Slaunch maybe even with a battle up there too, so that's getting interesting. We're going to see a lot of battles throughout this race. I'm going to try to catch as many as I can, but there's going to be a lot, so it's going to be tough. And another exciting thing about Supercross this season is I think this is easily the least technical track in the schedule, and I think that the technicality is just going to raise as it goes on. So it's just going to get harder and harder with each week, like literally progressively with each week. It's just going to get more difficult on each track. And that'll be pretty exciting. We're going to see some different results, and the races will probably play out a bit differently as the season goes on. And I think that this first race is a really good opportunity for someone unusual to take a Supercross win, but so far it doesn't look like we're seeing that. The top four, Luke, Slaunch, Detail, and Ump right now, is kind of a top four that you would expect, honestly. And then Vulcan in fifth, like that's a top five that you would expect if you even want to go down to Real Deal in sixth. Like this is actually turning out pretty run-of-the-mill here. The only thing I'd say is super surprising is not seeing Roman a bit farther up in the field. But yeah, this is actually, oh no, a big conk there for Real Deal. And now potentially a battle for him and Opix, and Real Deal's going to have to fight back from that. That's tough. But like I said, this is a long race. Let's get an update. Look at that, though. We just hit lap number 6 of 22-lap race. There is a lot of time left. So I'm sure we'll see plenty of stuff change. Lap traffic will play a role here. Plenty of time left. Ooh, can Real Deal... Oh, I was going to say, can he make that move there on Opix? Wasn't quite able to do it. And as you can see, some drivers have already adapted. Realize that little jump cross line. Is it the fastest line, though? Don't know. But we do see a lot of drivers running that line. I think a lot of people have picked up on that at this point. We do see some drivers still rolling into the inside, but we don't see very much of that. It's mostly right side of that split or that jump line that people are doing. In this rhythm, I would say we see most drivers preferring the outside. You know, maybe a couple run the inside here or there, but most drivers seem to be hitting this outside line. Oh man, this battle is heating up here. As you can see, those top spots still pretty gapped. So, oh no, Opix going down there. That's tough. And that's going to give Real Deal that position. He's going to try to get his comeback race. Vulcan trying to hold on to that top 5. That'd be huge because Vulcan, remember, he got 6th last week. Wants to try to get a top 5 this week for some redemption. Here's Hunter, Roman, Elite right there, Turkey. Let's just go through the field. We got Justin right there, Sector, Camby. Is Sector in a top 10 position? He's got to be close, right? Shift. There's a Virus right there and Commando, and it looks like we got a bit of time to go. As you can see, there's Commando, there's Luke. So blue flagging will probably happen here. I would wager in like a couple laps, but we got a little bit of time to go. So let's watch some of these other battles. We have a really good battle brewing there between Roman and Hunter, and if you were watching it, Roman had that run in the other side of the split section. He's going to go for an interesting move here. Went for a clean landing into that triple. Is it going to pay off? Yup, Hunter cases, but Roman actually cases a bit too, but he gets a better case than Hunter, and he still takes the position. So that little long-term strategy there, well, I mean, it was pretty short-term, but you know what I mean. Thinking ahead there for Roman really paid off immediately. Oh, he makes a mistake right in front of Hunter, and that's tough. The teammates right there. Roman probably did not want that to happen. And that is very unfortunate because that's going to give Elite a bit more ground on Hunter. And Hunter's going to case the double after that, too. And that puts... Oh, I thought Elite was going to get by him, but he completely conks it. And then Hunter's conking. What is going on? Now Turkey's in this. Look at Turkey. He's going to take a position off Elite here, potentially. What the hell? The choke of the Britlanders here is what's happening. I don't know what is going on. Oh, you even have Sector and Camby there with a good battle. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of battles. I'm trying my best. Wow, why are they running the berm? You guys dumb? All right, go through the track. Let's see the lap traffic update here. Okay, maybe next lap. Maybe next lap. We'll have lap traffic start to play a role, which might make things interesting. This top 4 is still, top 5 even, they're still pretty settled. Vulcan's actually having not too bad of a race. Real Deal's got a ways to go. Opix trying to hold on to that position, but Roman is catching up to him. But look at how much time Roman and Hunter were battling. Where even is Hunter? He's all the way back there. He must have conked again. Elite right here is the next closest. Look at how much time there in a lap that Roman has gotten away from him. That's insane. They really had a terrible set of, not even set of laps. They just had a terrible lap there. That was awful. Was just really able to tell there how bad that lap was. And here's the first lapped driver potentially of the night, Commando. Going to go a lap down. And this is big because, I mean, that's a pretty big gap. That's like 2 sections worth that Luke has there on Slaunch. So if Slaunch wants any hope of catching up here, he's probably going to have to rely on some lap driver cheeses. Next driver up for lapping is going to be Virus, so we'll have to keep our eyes on that, see if anything happens there. Detail and Ump potentially are pretty close there for third too, so we could see that battle brew up here in a bit potentially. This is a really nice shot. And here we go. No Virus. Oh, it's super hard to try to guess right there. And that is going to slow down Luke quite a bit. But was that enough? I mean, that really wasn't that much. Was that enough for, not really. No, there's still a lot of time. There's still a lot of time to be made up. So there's 1 lap driver conking. And it's going to take a few more for the rest of this pack to potentially get back into that top spot race. Just remember, we had a pretty good lead battle all throughout a Dillion. But here in the Supercross race, it's already a pretty big gap early on. Well, we're almost going to hit the halfway point. We're at lap 10 right now. Lap 11 will be the halfway point. My goose felt heavy for some reason. Yeah, I kind of thought the same thing. There's Vulcan and Real Deal. Let's see if there's any other battles brewing up on the track. Leading Turkey, honestly. Oh, Turkey with the run. This is probably like the closest battle right now. I don't know if Turkey's going to take it. He's going to run again, kind of. He's got the line. Look at Sector and Camby again. They're going at it. And Turkey will take that position off of a lead. Wow, Turkey already showed up to a race. That's crazy. Sector here. Now, there was one lap where I deadass felt like... there was one lap where I felt like I was just getting conked, where it felt like my goose just gained 500 pounds. And I was like, what the hell happened that lap? Like, everything just felt different that lap, and then after that it was the same. Like, what? It didn't even feel like I had a bad lap. It just felt like I wasn't getting the pops I was. It was weird. Ooh, that's tough. Elite going down again. Hunter may get back into that battle with Elite. So they're going to be side by side again. Shift right there. Oh, look, long ways to go for Luke to catch up to Shift and then to that pack up there. So there's still a lot of time left for lap drivers here. Like, yeah. Yeah, lap traffic will play a role, but it's going to take a bit. It'll be like way second half of the race. Anything else interesting going here? Slaunch just put Virus a lap down. Detail will soon put him a lap down. Ump there. Trying to catch up. Vulcan trying to get by Commando. This could be huge. Let's watch this. Oh, Commando. All right, well, that's an interesting strategy of blue flagging there. Roman still trying to come back. That's Opix right there. So Roman... I think Roman and Opix may tangle here at the later off into the race, maybe in 6 laps or so. I think that'll be potentially the last position that Roman can pick up. So if Roman's really going for a salvage race here, he needs to catch up to Opix, and Opix conks super hard. Well, I thought it'd take a while, but that's going to put Roman right there on him. But Roman is going to elect to take this inside here, which is going to allow Opix to gain some time. He hit that outside pretty clean. Oh, both going for the berm. And I think that's probably an area of the track where you see people gain time. That double was being pretty conky during the race. And we see some drivers hitting the berm there, deciding to go safe, and some drivers risk it. And I think that's an interesting little area. Like, if you risk it every lap and you're making it, that's probably a decent amount of time you can gain there. So that battle's going to continue. Let's go through. And his top spot's pretty similar. Shift getting put a lap down there. Oh, Detail with a big mistake. And that is going to put Ump right on him. And this is battle for podium position here. And it looks like Ump's going to have it. Detail have anything to fight back with. He's going to have to run the inside. Ump kind of conks the outside really badly. Goes to protect the line. Oh, they're both... Wow, Ump clears it, and Detail... I honestly thought they were both going to case it. That was kind of crazy. But Ump's going to get the advantage there. I'm actually surprised that they both didn't case that. Vulcan's still holding on to this top 5 position, but look at this. He's lost a bit of time on Detail and Ump, and it honestly looks like Real Deal may have gained on Vulcan a little bit, but he's still got a ways to go. He's still got a ways to go, but there is time left. Take a look there. We're on lap 13, 22 laps, and that is plenty of time. Plenty of time. And here, looks like Roman has made that pass on Opix. Commando with an interesting little blue flag there. So Opix is going to lose some time on that, but I think Roman and Opix are probably safe. I mean, the next person to potentially take them is Turkey, but, I mean, they're probably safe in their positions. There's a really good battle here for these back positions, Elite, Sector, and Camby. These guys have been going at it. Really valuable points here for these drivers. Camby's first. Camby wasn't at the first race, was he? I don't think he was. Was he? I honestly don't remember. I'd have to... Let me check it right now. Oh. He was. Interesting. Camby had 12th in Dillians. That's a rough finish, so he's looking to gain some more points here. Maybe come back from that a little bit. Camby is a bit better at Supercross than GP occasionally. It's hard to say anything with Camby, but, like, you know, sometimes. Ooh, Turkey with a rough run right there. Opix and Roman still fairly close, actually. Let's get up here. What happened to... Oh, okay. So here we go. We have more lap traffic here. Is going to be Sector and Camby. So if any more cheese is going to happen, now is the time. And Sector kind of just conks himself. Like, I don't know if that was intentional or not, but he kind of just conks himself. So not really too much to deal with there. And that is a pretty big first to second gap now, so it's going to take some major cheese. Second, third, and fourth are all pretty close, and fifth isn't even too far off, so I think we may see some interesting stuff happen there. But unlike Dillian, which had a pretty close lead battle till like the last 3 laps or so, this race has not been like that, but the podium spots have still been really close, which is awesome to see the competition just carry on throughout this season. Hopefully in each race. Take a little update, hitting lap 15 there, 7 laps to go. 7 laps remaining, which if you think about it, on this track, a little over a minute lap time, like that's a lot of time remaining. That is a lot of time remaining. So even though it kind of feels like, oh, you know, we're in the back half of this race, not, you know, it's about to be over. No, there's still plenty of moves that are going to be made. I think plenty of positions will switch up. And look at this, Opix has actually gotten around Roman. Roman's binus is just holding him back here, and Opix is taking advantage of it, trying to hold on to that spot. Potentially, what, 7th place here? Yeah, Turkey's probably not going to play a role there. This is like the most stretched area of the pack. Pretty much. Okay, so another lap there. That's Camby and Elite now. Going a lap down, and then look at that. In front of Luke is... Next up is Commando again, actually. Commando for going 2 laps down, and then Hunter. And Hunter's got a pretty big gap, so that's not looking good for the rest of the field. Like, that's probably... That's pretty much all the lapping over with, so... Now the lappers are just going to play a role for this top 3 battle, which is stretched out quite a bit at this point. Yeah, these gaps for top 3 are pretty big now. Shift now, just going a lap down to Detail. That's Real Deal and Vulcan. And look at this, Vulcan must have cheesed again. Real Deal, lap by lap, just staying in this race, not giving up on the potential for a top 5, and Real Deal knows... Like I said before, SX is his weakness. He knows he needs to try to get a top 5. That's probably his goal, actually. I mean, his goal, I would assume, is just literally to get 5th. So he's probably going for that here. that could get close too. Oh, Vulcan makes another mistake, and it happens right in front of Real Deal. I was not expecting that to happen that quickly, but there it is. Real Deal takes the position from Vulcan. Can Vulcan bring it back? And this is not what you wanted if you're Vulcan. He's running in a solid top 5 like all race, and then just conks here towards the latter half of it. That is not what you want to see. Now he's in potential of getting 6th place 2 races in a row, which I'm sure Vulcan does not want, especially on Supercross where he's expected to hoop a bit better. Still in a pretty good position for his team, for the team win, and for himself. I mean, 2 6th places for Vulcan I wouldn't really say is that bad, but I'm sure he wants the top 5. This battle's probably going to heat up. I don't think Vulcan's going to let Real Deal get away too easily. I mean, look at this. Vulcan's staying with him right now. He's going for it. And Shift is in front of him. Oh, this is going to get interesting. Real Deal with the split line there might be the right call because Shift is going to end up right in front of Vulcan. Shift surprisingly does a good job at the last second of getting out of the way, which allows Vulcan to remain in this battle. He's going for it. All over Real Deal in the berm. He's going to case it, though. Yeah, kind of saw that coming. He's going to case it. Vulcan really went for it there, left it all on the trash, but not going to happen. But for some reason, I have a feeling that this battle is not over yet, as we are about to hit 4 laps to go. I'm going to watch this for a little bit longer. I feel like Vulcan's going to come right back into this. And that was a, oh, there it is. They both cased the double, but Vulcan cases it a little bit better than Real Deal cases it, and that's going to allow him to gain a little bit of time for a second. Oh, but then Real Deal has a really good run afterwards. You can tell Vulcan really wants it with these aggressive moves that he's making. Not ready to give up 5th place easily just yet. Definitely keeping the motivation there. It would have been nice for him to have this this fire, you know, before Real Deal got by him, but better late than never, I suppose. Look at that pack over there. That's getting crazy too. Probably a lot of lapper action. Oh, here it is. He's going for it again. Oh! And Vulcan lands on top of Real Deal. That is unfortunate. Vulcan, I think, potentially pulled the trigger a little too early there. And that's probably it. So Real Deal is probably going to get this 5th place unless he makes another big mistake. That is unfortunate right there. Vulcan just, in my opinion right there, I think he had the right idea, but he just pulled the trigger a little too early. Went for that move when he didn't really have the real estate to pull it off, and wasn't able to happen. Shout out to Vulcan, though, for keeping the racing exciting. You love to see it. And Roman eventually now has gotten by Opix and has opened up a little bit of a gap here. Electing to take the inside there. So I'm not really sure what's going on. Oh, wow. Roman with the cheesy split line. I don't really know how fast that is, but, you know, it's another split line. And, I mean, that battle between him and Opix may go to the end of the race. Surprised, I did not expect to say, like, Roman and Opix with a really good Supercross battle here, but, you know, Opix really, I mean, obviously the start helped him quite a bit, but he hasn't been too bad. He's been running a pretty decent race here, and he's actually going to end this race if he can keep this up with a better finish than he had at Dillian. So that's a little surprising there. You expect Opix to have a decent race in the GP and do poorly in the SX, but he's actually looking for the opposite here. Get his first best points of the season on a Supercross. There's Detail right there in 4th. Saw him on the side of your screen. There's Ump in 3rd, and there is Slaunch in 2nd. So yeah, those top 3, they were pretty close for a while. For a while, they were just at it, but now they've kind of separated, and I think that top 3 is probably going to hold on. Real Deal's even opened up a pretty big gap there. There's Vulcan. So that's going down. I think most of these gaps have pretty much settled at this point. Even Roman, that lap there, got a little bit of ground on Opix, so we're probably getting close to the end here. A lot of good battles throughout this race, but I think it's just starting to close out. A grueling race here for the racers. Plenty, I can tell you firsthand, plenty of comments from the drivers and like, oh my god, 22 lap race, on you know, how long it was going to be, and throughout the race, like, oh my god, we have 5 more laps to go. I got to watch The Walking Dead. That used to be a thing. But yeah, so a lot of that during the race. We're coming close to, oh crap. coming close to the end here, and it's going to be white flag here for the entire event, and we'll see if any cheese can go down on this final lap. This is a really nice view, actually. Yeah, I had to get that lap count. Yeah, so coming to a close here. It's looking like with a really hot streak here. The preseason tournaments were pretty competitive, but in the regular season events recently, Luke's been on a bit of a hot spree, and it looks like that will continue here at Holy Gardens after a pretty interesting race. Yeah, Roman, if you were serious, I'd ban you. We're coming to a close here. Final turn. Any cheese happens, going to happen now. No, it is not. And Luke's going to take the second win of the season here in HRL Season 11 with the 2 in a row right off the bat. I definitely did not pick Holy Gardens for the repeat winner. Slaunch's going to come in second. Ump with the 3rd place finish. Definitely a recovery for him after Dillian. Detail there with the 4th. I actually picked Goaty, fun fact. Actually, I might have picked Barvo. Elite, not going to finish yet. Real Deal coming across in 5th there. And yeah, these positions are going to be kind of cocked, but you know, they'll get there eventually. Let these drivers finish out their races. I'm like pretty sure I picked Goaty, which was obviously not correct. Alright. So, final order here. Let me see if it's already on the results page. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to have bonus points, all that stuff eventually, but the final order for now is going to be Luke 1st, Slaunch 2nd, Ump 3rd, Detail 4th, Real Deal 5th, Vulcan 6th, Roman 7th, Opix 8th, Turkey 9th, Hunter 10th, Camby 11th, Elite 12th, Sector... wait, was I reading the points or was I reading the finish? Oh, I was reading the points, my bad. I was reading the points towards the end there. Whoops. Let's dial it back a little bit. Roman 7th, Opix 8th, Turkey 9th, Hunter 10th, Camby 11th, Elite 12th. I think we're good anyways. What the hell? Sector 13th, Shift 14th, Virus 15th, and Commando the 16th place finish to round out the field. Got distracted for a little bit. Alright, and obviously I'm not going to be able to do the full recap yet, but that will, you know, this race will shake up the points a little bit, and when we get those updated points, I'll get back to you guys with that. You know, maybe like a recap at some point, maybe before the next race. But there we go. There was Holy Gardens, pretty solid race. Next week is going to be Barvo, and that is a big one. I'm really looking forward to that. Barvo, probably one of my most anticipated races, especially if this continues and we get an LCQ for Barvo. Like, that's just gonna be dumb. that's gonna be insane. God, Justin. So yeah, next week's Barvo. Don't miss it. Like I said, one of the most anticipated oval races of the season for good reason. I think it's gonna be super cheesy. A lot of fun, a lot of good battles, and I think that we're definitely gonna see the win streak break at Barvo, and I think we'll see something crazy happen there. You know, probably green, white, checkered, stuff like that, and it should be pretty hot. So Barvo never really disappoints, so definitely don't miss that. Yeah, I stand by what Detail said.